here. So it is Wednesday, 11:53 on the East Coast here in the good old US of A. And I am done with my final read of Our Muted Recklessness, and I am all over the place. But I'm excited. I'm crazy excited. So I have lots to say, and I have little time to say it. So everyone so far has met Tori McNabb, with the exception of those who want to wait until the series is over. But Tori obviously I was recommended to Tori from Raj. I really did not know Tori, didn't get to know Tori much until even after I was done with Love and Rhythm and Blues. But she had been around before then. She had been around for the Connecticut Kings. You know, she was signed to Love is Action. Is it Love in Action or Love is Action? With Elle and Jackson. And didn't really pay her much mind. You know, she was just around. And then when I got to know Raj, I got to know a little more of her story. But it really wasn't until, I want to say, the summer of 2018, when I was finishing up on Love and Rhythm, Love's an Eligible Receiver, is when I was like, or around that time, maybe when I was even finishing up on Love and Rhythm and Blues, I was like getting to know her. I was like learning a lot from her, and you know, she was on my mind. And then I met Sadiq's father, Earl Ellis, and then that just pushed Tori to the side. And I'm really happy it did, because Tori has her time, has my undivided attention, and Ashton is the one who I knew nothing about, right? So Tori is my lead client. So at any rate, I made a lot of mistakes in telling her story. First of all, do you guys know that the Rhythm of Blues is in audio? I'm so excited. It's an independent pop project. I mean, everything I do is pretty much independent, but this is truly independent. So if you guys did not know that, please download it. It's on Audible. But in doing that, getting that off, kicking off our first audiobook, I had to, you know, take out time for writing, and I don't want to bore you with that because I feel like I talked to you guys about that before. So, in doing that, you know, I was able to take my time in getting to know Tori, and finally I got Ashton. Like, I got his voice, I got who he was, and I was crazy excited, and I got into them. But they were only supposed to be a 2-book series. And this is the second time, possibly the third time, I miscounted the length of a project. Like, I'm usually spot on with it. So the first one was lit. And obviously I was new in the game, didn't really know how to measure a story. And then the second time it happened was with my second project. Wait and Breathe was only supposed to be 1 book. So, yeah. And this project was supposed to be, you know, 2 books. And then as I got into the story, like, I wanted to take care of all of BSU, all of the matters of BSU in book 1. Like, once I got to book 2, I wanted to deal with them present day, because I knew there was a lot of elements that they had to deal with, and I needed time to do that, to tell that story, right? And then I'm like off my writing schedule, and I'm just like, okay, I have to put out this book. And my publishing partner, who I really try not to let into my head creatively, you know, creative wise, I have to be obedient in other aspects, but creatively, I really try not to let him get in my head. But he put the pressure on, and I understood, and I put a lot of pressure on myself. I really shouldn't blame him for a lot of that, but I knew that I needed to, you know, put this book out. So the first book was the shortest book I've ever read. Written, and I was excited about it. Like, dang, I finally did it. You know, I put out a book that's not 140,000 words, right? So I put it out. It's like 99,000 words, I want to say. And I was like, okay, let me see if I can finish this BSU story, because I saw at some point I was not done with BSU, and I knew that I had ways, you know, because some of the stuff that I wrote thinking it was going to go in my Muted Love, I had to put it aside, and I said it's going to have to go into book 2. Okay, fine. So we get into book 2, and I'm writing, and I'm not done, and I am like panicking like crazy, and it makes me insecure. And one thing I can tell you about LB, ain't much insecurity in this woman, you know? But I did, and I still feel that way, but I feel that way only because I miscalculated, and I don't like to do that. You know, this is my game. This is something, you know, my playground that I have mastery. I'm gaining mastery, and I don't have it yet. trust me, I don't have it yet. And I know my stuff, but okay, I'm just gonna say it. So book 2 is over 150,000 words, right? So it's so lopsided. I don't know how long book 3 is going to be. I have no idea, but I do know when I'm done with all of this stuff, I'm gonna have to do some reformatting, and that's something I've never done in my career. But I knew Tori had some junk that needed to be cleaned out. I enjoyed getting to know her. I enjoyed learning about her insecurities and her strengths. You know, she's really a strong woman. And Ashton, and how she was able to break Ashton down without being overt about it. And I loved it. And one of the things I want to be upfront about is the ending is going to go so fast. I'm going to give you a lot of information, and it's going to go boom, 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 boom. Can you hear me snap my fingers? That is not an act of laziness. It's not me being unprofessional. It is supposed to have that cadence. It's supposed to go by fast. Oh my God, when I've been talking about, I've been, crying about finishing this project and, the direction, I wanted to give them everything. I wanted to give you, everything they gave me. And sometimes in projects I don't. Like there's scenes that I have from even Love Unaccounted. You know what I mean? No, I'm not. No, I will not be publishing it. But they give me so much, and because I'm like a long-winded person, it slips into my work. So I'm just really proud to say I gave you everything they gave me, and I don't have any regrets in it. But once you get to the ending, I know it's sure as my name is LB, Love Belvin. There are gonna be some people in those reviews is gonna say, "Oh, she rushed the ending." I did not rush the ending. That is the cadence I wanted to go, and I'm really proud of myself because I was able to do it. The ending didn't need longevity. You just needed to know what happened in the immediate, possibly 2 years, about 2 years after she left, after Tori left BSU, and I give that to you, and it's so I'm really happy about that. I just have to, and I'm not going to stress myself about how long book 3 is going to be. I'm just really going to focus on telling their story. I already made a mess. I already made a boo-boo. I'm already going to have to do cleaning come next year, come sometime next year, whenever I get a chance. I have to reformat all these books. Moving along, because I'm almost at 8 minutes. So when I published My Muted Love, I wanted to publish it in vellum using a program. I don't want to bore you guys with the technical side of it, but it's a program we purchased 2 years ago. I've been wanting it. A lot of my peers use it. It just beautifies like the formatting of your work, right? The images inside, the way it's formatted. And what happened was, like during the days before it's time for me to hit publish, I don't have time to be getting to learn any program, right? And I got frustrated and I said, screw it. I don't know. I'll do it for print. And it didn't work out for print. So I published it in the same, format that I use for Word that I've been doing all of these years. But in the spring, I got some time to play around with it, and I republished My Muted Love with, when I did my final edits, like when the people that I have read the work after it's been published and they give me their edits, I went on ahead and I updated it. So those people who purchased the book, like maybe, I don't want to lie, maybe about May, June-ish, definitely by June, they got a different version, and I like it. It's pretty, right? So what I'm going to do is, this is another lopsided, unprofessional thing that I'm going to do, but it has to be done at some point because I really want to engage this program. When you get our Muted Recklessness, it's going to be in a different format from My Muted Love. It's not going to change it's not going to mess up the previous experience. It's not. It's just a format that I've been wanting to do for a number of years now, and I'm able to do it. I'm still filling it out, but I like the way it looks, and I want to be uniform with it. So there's that. Also, I'm not going to make Our Muted Recklessness available in paperback until all 3 books are formatted so that they're even. This thing is going to be so lopsided. If you guys have my paperbacks, for those of you who have My Muted Love, there's a few people who have My Muted Love in paperback, right? If you have Love Redeemed, I believe, if you have Love Redeemed, put My Muted Love against Love Redeemed, and you'll see how lopsided it would be if I produced it in print as it is now. So there are no signings on the table for 2021 because of this virus. So I can take my time with, with the reformatting part of it. But I'm really excited. I told this woman's story. Tori is so badass. I love her. I really do. And I'm excited. Even my sister Yerubia, who's the only beta reader that I use for this project, I just wanted to get out her story. I didn't want to, bother people with their schedules and all that stuff. And I remember her saying, like, I'm ready for today. Like, she was reading our muted recklessness, and she's like, I'm ready to see what their lives are like today. I said, right? Me too. So anyway, I'm excited about it. I think that's all I'm going to say. I felt, this is going to sound so corny, but I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. The music playing in the background is a piece. I gotta put her on blast. It's a piece from my cousin, Janae Sewell Ulipick, that I've told you guys about. She's the one who produced and wrote Jay-Z's New York State of Mind, Fantasia's When I See You. I always brag about her. It's like my sister cousin. But she gave me this track that I'm playing because we were supposed to do something for Raji that never came to fruition because she's so busy. But at least when I do it this way, I don't have to do so much on YouTube with the copyright stuff because she actually gave this track to me, and it's so dope. I wanted to write to it, but that's another story. Okay, I gotta go. I was saying, gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I wanted to move on to, I got finished with Muted Love. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought and I gotta go. The next project is going to be after this. I'm gonna focus on CK. I'm gonna focus on Connecticut Kings because those clients have been waiting, and I know my Connecticut Kings fans. Like I know you guys, or supporters. I don't like to use the word fans. I know you guys have been very patient, and it's not been CCJ. It's truly been me because that Sadiq series just took me out. Took me out of my element, and I had to take my time with it. And then I got on my Muted Love and still. So my next focus will be Connecticut Kings 4, CK4. I may try to sneak in my first novella, but I don't even want to talk about it because you guys are going to keep asking about it. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But I may try to sneak it a novella, but it's not going to be a traditional novella because you guys know I probably can't even write a novella. It's going to be a piece that you guys are going to find interesting. I'm just going to leave it at that. Gosh, there was one last thing I wanted to tell you. I know I brought up the reviews. So listen, this series is not in KU. We're trying to come out of KU. While it is a wonderful program, I mean, I'm glad and I'm grateful it exists, right? But it can kind of handicap the supporters a little bit because they don't understand what that program means for authors who actually want to put out a book and just get paid everything they're due from that particular retailer. So the reviews for My Muted Love, I was disappointed because I didn't get as many as I'm accustomed to getting, and some of that is Amazon, but some of that is the fact that we're not leaving reviews. But reviews help, guys. I really need the reviews, and I have pretty thick skin. Good, bad, and different. Say it. Say what you have to say. As long as you're not mean-hearted, I want to hear it. Also, we should be having, we will be having a discussion as usual for this project, maybe in about a good 3 weeks. So let's just listen out for the date. I will announce it on my social media. It's always in Facebook, and they open up for new members only after each release for that particular book discussion. They don't just leave it open because it's not a lot of activities there, right? It's a lot of people to manage. So be on the lookout for that. And I think that's it. I'm gonna try to get in a beach week this year. Corona's messing with me. I've not gone anywhere. I've not complained. The only thing I'm asking from 2020 at this point in time is a beach week, and for my supporters to leave reviews and be honest with me and tell me, and be consistent with your support. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening, and I know I'm gonna remember what it was that I started saying and I got sidetracked. I'm gonna regret this, but it's that important. I'll put it on my social media. Thank you guys. Please stay safe. Please stay safe and vigilant. Be vigilant. We're living in unprecedented times. Be vigilant. All right. See you on the other side.